I don't have a green screen, man. This background removal doesn't work properly. But at least, yeah, it does its thing when I'm not moving that much. Yeah. And I want you to watch these two. If everything is working right. Yeah, I want you to watch these two. One for top 5 tips for infantry and cavalry. I still remember all my tips. I will play more. I think I will play a one team match and then I will start playing 1v1s. I think I'm getting good enough. I'm doing good in team match, man. My economy is good. I'm attacking everywhere. I don't know, man. I think I'm doing good now. I think I'm improving. That watching that video really fucking yeah, really changed my perspective, man. I was main thing I was weak on was managing the army and how to attack. Yeah, I got these two videos now.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the video. I got a lot of positive feedback on my previous two videos on this topic, which was top 5 tips for archer players and top 5 tips for cavalry players. If you haven't checked that out, I'll leave a link to both those videos in the
Should I check out the cavalry one first? Okay, we'll check out the cavalry one first.
giving you guys my top 5 tips for cavalry players in Age of Empires 2, so let's hop right in and check it out. I made a video last week for my top 5 tips for archer players. If you guys didn't check that out yet, I'll leave a link below in the description. You guys can check it out before or after watching this. It's really up to you, and hopefully you'll learn something if you're an archer player in that video. And in this video I'm going to be covering cavalry tips, so it's my top 5 tips for cavalry players. This will cover stuff like scout cavalry in early game, like in feudal age. Also we'll cover knights and light calves in the castle age. We'll maybe touch a little bit about camels and battle elephants and when to use those. And then I'll also cover hussar raiding in late game, because I think that's a really important thing to understand in today's meta.
Hmm. Okay.
Alright, so hopping right into the list now.
I thought you would tell to micromanage it, but I think I know how to manage it now. Yeah,
Number 5,
that's
we're going to
not
start nice
that
and basic as always. So I will be going over the upgrades and which ones are the most beneficial for your cavalry. Right off the bat, you need to understand that armor upgrades on cavalry are
yeah, I know that.
insanely
It's
important. Not just for the melee armor, which is
obvious. Yeah, I know that.
have the town center that shoots arrows. Any towers they have will shoot arrows. Their castle will shoot arrows. And so right off the bat, any defensive structure will do a lot of damage to you if you don't have any pierce armor. So in general, you want to prioritize your armor upgrades from the blacksmith and not your attack upgrades. Let me give you an example just to really hit home this kind of idea. If you're up against 40 crossbows and you don't have any armor upgrade whatsoever, those crossbows will do 5 damage each per shot. And so your knights will be getting easily one tapped, and you're trying to close the distance, but if you're getting one shot, the front knight will die every single time, every time the archers take a shot. And so you're never really going to be able to get a surround on those archers. And so even if you do more damage because you got both attack upgrades, you're not even going to be able to hit those archers in the first place. And so your upgrades are going to be pretty much worthless, and you're going to wish you watched this video and got the armor upgrades instead. In melee combat, so knights versus knights, it doesn't really matter which one you get. So I'd recommend getting one armor upgrade and then one attack upgrade, because that's the best way to be cost efficient, because the second upgrade from each line is more expensive. Just get one and one when up against cavalry, but when up against archers at all, definitely prioritize armor first. It's not only that for upgrades though. We're going to talk a little bit about husbandry and bloodlines. General rule for bloodlines: do not go all in scouts and feudal age if your civilization does not have bloodlines. However, if you don't have bloodlines, you can still go for some knights in castle age. I would recommend only making a few knights and using them to raid or to snipe some siege or as utility. I highly recommend not going all in into cavalry if you don't have bloodlines, unless you're Burgundians of course, because generally speaking, knights with 20 less HP, so only at 100 HP, are not going to be a great unit as the game goes on. So only commit to a lot of cavalry if you have bloodlines. It's such an, or if you have heavy
And this is obvious, man. This is
picking up
obvious.
bloodlines in feudal age for your scouts can be a really good way to make maybe 2
Use your
rotations.
mobility.
Let's talk about what you should actually do when you get your knights on the field, and that is use your mobility. Mobility is a key factor when making cavalry work, and it's one of the reasons why cavalry is such a strong tool in this game. And so what I would recommend is to get into the habit of never taking a fight in which you're not favorable. You always have the option to run away. It's borderline overpowered to have this ability in a unit, to always be able to pick and choose your battles. Obviously there will be some cases where you're going to be forced to take a fight, or else your economy will take a hit, but generally speaking, if you're in the middle of the map, only take engagements that favor you. If you're not sure, take it and find out, but if you're sure it's a bad fight or you're hesitant, just back up and wait for a better one, or make your opportunity by going around and raiding your opponent's base instead. I will also touch a little bit more about late game in this particular tip, because mobility, especially with Hussars, is incredibly important. You can go up against Halberdier with Hussars because in late game, you never have to fight those Halberdier. If Halberdier are engaging at you, you just run away and go raid the economy every single time. If your opponent is fully walled, you get to use some siege to break the walls, send the Hussars in, and absolutely disrupt the economy. In late game, one Hussar killing one villager is absolutely worth it. It's 80 food and it's trading versus 50 food base cost of the villager, plus the fact that your opponent now has to remake the villager and all the idle time that you get from him having to garrison all his villagers when you go in for the raid. Furthermore, you make him have to react to your raid, so he's now forced to send his slow army to the back of his base, throwing him off guard and kind of making the game a lot more messy for him to be able to execute his own game plan. Raiding is such an important part of this game, and mobility lets you do it with ease. So make sure you're using mobility at all stages of the game and never taking a bad fight when you don't have
Yeah, I
to.
think after I start getting Konings, I will also start getting the Hussars. And some siege. Add monks.
Alright, moving on to number 3. This is now getting into the very practical tips for most games that you're going to play
I want to
cavalry. And this is
see how
just
to
to
use
mix
the
in
monks.
monks for a few reasons. Monks are insanely good with cavalry. I can't stress it enough. It's like burger and fries, guys. You don't go
Really?
ahead and get one without the other. You need to have both to enjoy a good meal. And in this case, monks and cavalry go hand in hand. You need to have both. And it's very practical to get both because a monastery is a very small investment. 175 wood lets you make monks for 100 gold. No upgrades needed most of the time. And also, a monastery is just a building that you need to click up to Imperial Age. So it's almost never a bad investment to go into it. And the idea
Yeah,
of the
you told
monks is
that
it does
before,
3
okay.
things. It lets you convert enemy units, so it's an aggressive unit. It lets you pick up relics, which should be very possible since you have map control and Castle Age with knights. Most of the time, because of your mobility, you should be able to pick up a couple of relics at least. And you also get a defensive tool, which is to heal up your knights. Guys, knights are a very expensive unit, and cavalry in general. This goes with elephants and camels as well. They're a very expensive unit, so we don't want to be throwing them away for free. Furthermore, they have a lot of HP. So what we could do is fight with our army, raid our opponent, whatever it may be, and when our knights get really low on HP, we simply drag them back home. Even if they have a 1 HP left from a raid or from a battle, you bring the knight home, you heal him up, and that 1 HP knight can go all the way back up to 120 HP, and that's like making a whole other knight pretty much. And so there could be multiple cases in games where you take big battles with knights, you have 10 or 15 knights that are half HP, very low HP, and then with just 3 or 4 monks, you can heal them back in like a minute or 2, and you have a full HP, big army of knights up, and your opponent has to deal with another battle.
Yeah, I should
very
focus
soon,
on
and they might
healing
not
them
have
too.
that luxury
Okay,
if they
okay.
didn't heal up
This
their
is a
units.
good tip,
So
good
it's
tip, good
very
tip.
strong tool to use your monks to heal low HP units.
Yeah, they are
And
healing them pretty fast,
it's
man.
especially oppressive when you're raiding with a few knights, they get low, you send them back. Meanwhile, while they're healing, you send another batch of fresh knights to your opponent's
Yeah,
base. So
yeah,
they
I
have
think
to
I was
constantly
also
deal with
thinking like
knights in your
that.
base, but you don't lose any
I
because
was just
you
thinking
do
with
damage,
Phoenix.
you bring them home, heal them up, and send them again when they're fresh. It's such a nice way to play with cavalry, and it's almost impossible for your opponent to counterplay this trick unless they're like purposely hitting your low HP knights and making sure they kill them before you're able to escape with them on low HP and heal them up. So always make sure to mix in monks. You get so much value out of them, and you can never really go wrong. Alright, so moving on to number 2, I have another tip that's very similar to number 3 with the monks. This time it's going to be with siege. I see a lot of
Siege,
players start out with knights and Castle Age, but then kind of collapse as soon as the opponent gets any kind of pike or big massive crossbows on the field. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're a knight player, you have to go with siege.
Yeah, siege can easily destroy the halberds and the walls and shit, man. The Mongols. Yeah, why do I not get the siege? It will be good for walls and shit. It will be good for their archers and shit.
To be able to complement your knights. This does
Yeah.
a few things. Number 1, and most importantly, it defends you against big balls of crossbows that your opponent will naturally have in Castle Age. Why, you might ask? Well, simply, they can mass archers starting in Feudal Age, and so by the time they get the crossbows in Castle Age, they already have a big mass set up. You, on the other hand, as a knight player, can only start massing knights once you're already in Castle Age. So you always have to account for the fact that your opponent will have more military out on the field.
Okay.
Mixing in siege as soon as you get to Castle Age or midway through, whenever really you need it, is a great way to deal with these big balls of crossbow without having to right away jump in with your knights and take an inefficient trade. Siege also helps you deal with pikes because scorpions and mangonels, if you know how to use the attack round hotkey that is a great way at dealing with mass
If you know how to.
having to right away jump in with your knights and take an inefficient trade. Siege also helps you deal with pikes because scorpions and mangonels, if you know how to use the attack run hotkey that is a great way at dealing with mass
Attack
infantry.
run.
And this is why I always say that pikes do not counter knights in most cases, and it's a very hot take-ish, so feel free to
But
disagree.
no, there is a thing, right? So they only attack the ground units. And I will just patrol them forward and I will just, yeah, I will just look at them. If he try to go for the seed, I will defend them with the knights.
Think differently, but trust me on this, guys. Pikes, especially early on in Castle Age, will get absolutely shredded by siege if a player knows how to make use of them. So always mixing in scorpions and mangonels would do the trick to counter
Both of them.
crossbow and pike compositions. But that's not the only thing that siege can do. Siege can do the thing it's really meant to do, which is to actually push bases and break buildings. And this is really an effective strategy to use with the knights for a few reasons.
Is it
One,
better and
because
really
you
not
have
that
the
good?
strongest unit in Castle Age, like individually, the knight is extremely strong, and so going with siege just lets your composition be extremely powerful and difficult for your opponent to take out. If you're able to put pressure and use the knights to hit buildings because they do a lot of damage to buildings naturally, and then also bring in some mangonels or some rams to also take out buildings, you can crush your opponent's base in Castle Age, and you don't just have to wait till Imperial Age to end the game. This is one thing I really love about knights. You have that kill threat nice and early from the start of the game. It makes it a lot more interesting and a lot more dynamic, and the games can end quite early if your opponent isn't careful and doesn't respect you. Alright, before
Use
I
the
show you
monks
guys the
too,
number
okay.
one tip on the list, I want to give you guys a bonus tip because this is very important, but it's something that a lot of people already know. But just in case you don't
Okay,
know,
what is
it's
that?
this. The general rule in Feudal Age, guys, is that 3 scouts can cost effectively kill a spearman. The rule is 3 scouts per spear. If your opponent has 1 spear at a wood line, you have 3 scouts, hit the spear, your scout should take 2 shots and that's it. So your scout should survive, no scout should be dead, and then you can use those 3 scouts, 1 being low HP, to try to harass the villagers. If your opponent has 2 spears, you just have to bring in 6 scouts and you should be fine. The 3-to-1 ratio is a really important rule to know in Feudal Age, and it's something that
See,
helps
I don't
you get more
usually do
damage.
scout rush, man. I do the infantry rush. And then I go to the knights. Infantry to knights. I have to see the infantry tips too.
Alright,
Counter or
finally moving
counters.
on to tip number 1 here. This is of course going to be to know the counters to the things that counter your knights. Obviously, if you go knights, there are 3 main counters that the enemy will go for. We need to know how to react to deal with each one of these options. The first one is the most obvious, which is going to be pikemen. Now, as I've already stated, pikes in early Castle Age are not a big threat. You have the mobility advantage over them, so you can simply run around them, and you can mix in siege and monks to help deal with pikes in low numbers. But the issue becomes when pikes get in big numbers, or in late game when halberdier becomes a threat. So in that case, we need to mix in a unit with the knight. The best unit, in my opinion, to help deal with pikemen is to simply go Elite Skirmisher. It's a unit that
Elite
doesn't cost
Skirmisher.
any gold, so it's very easy to afford alongside the knights, and it also has a little bit of a bonus against the pikemen. So Elite Skirmisher does a great job at thinning out the pikes and letting you take a big engagement with the knights. You also have the choice to simply fight the pikes head on and then run away the low HP knights to go back and heal them with the monks. But of course, this takes a little bit more micro and might not be a suitable counter once the pikes get very high in numbers. The next unit that people will go for to counter your knights is the monk. It's a very effective unit because one monk getting 1 conversion on a knight is a cost-effective trade, a very cost-effective trade in fact, because they're trading 100 gold to not only kill your unit that costs 60 plus 75 resources, but they actually bring it over to their side. So it's an incredibly cost-efficient trade for 1 monk to get 1 conversion, and even if it dies after, it's considered worth it every single time. And so to counter monks, what you should definitely go for most of the time is to just mix in some light cavalry alongside your knights. Use your knights to do everything else you want to do with them, but then use like 3, 4, even up to like 10 light cavalry to run in from a flank and try to snipe the monks in the back of their army. If you're able to kill their monks and also flank the enemy army, those light cav will have incredible value and it's going to be very worth it. Light cavs have a anti-resistant bonus, so monks can't convert them as easily. In fact, it takes a lot longer to convert a light cav than a knight, so it's naturally an amazing counter. And lastly, we have the camel. If they go for camels to counter your knights,
Yeah, camel
there are a
is what
couple
I'm
options.
afraid
You can
of.
either go camel yourself if you have camels.
I don't have
in your
camels.
civilization, but most knight civilizations will not have camels available. So what should you do in that case? Well, in low numbers, you should go for monks to counter camels. It's very simple. Monks counter knights and camels alike. So if they've got camels, just use knights and monks for yourself and you should be totally fine. Also, camel is a soft counter to knights, so it's not going to absolutely destroy you in a one-on-one battle. Yes, a camel will win one-on-one versus a knight, but it's left with very little HP as well, so it's not like it completely destroys you. And if you just have a couple more knights in the low number fights,
I have
like
the more
8 knights
upgrade and
versus
shit.
6 camels, you're going to win those trades and you're going to be in a good position. So never never respect camels too much when they're low in number. However,
Oh, okay,
when the
okay.
camels start to get high up, like 25 versus 30, they're going to start to shred your knights in big numbers because of their high damage output. I'd recommend in this case that you switch to pikes so you have knights and pikes mixed in to help deal with the camels. It's not reasonable to rely on monks only in high numbers because we're all human and it's very hard to micro 10, 15, 20 monks at a
Yeah.
time so that they all get a conversion. It's simply not realistic. Alright, so that's going to do it for my top 5 tips for cavalry players in Age of Empires 2. Hopefully you guys learned something today with some of these tips, and hopefully I've
Okay, okay, I learned a lot. You learned using the monks and shit to heal them. Yeah, healing them is way gooder than just way better than just letting them die. And also learn to use the siege when I attack, so I can destroy the crossbowmen and pikemen. Yeah, okay. And the counters to counters. Yeah, I see how to do it. Monks are pretty good against camel though. Okay. Yeah, I will start using the monks. I will start using them when I go to the castle age. Okay, let's see the infantry because I attack with the infantry first. Infantry rush.
description below. You can go ahead and watch them whenever you feel like it. But here today, we're going to be doing the top 5 devs might have. Let's hop right in. And 5, I've got the best way to open up with infantry civs for the most part. Usually you have a bonus geared towards the early game, either towards your colony or towards some sort of infantry line. And the best way to make use of that and to get the initiative on the map is to open with either a drush or men-at-arms. A drush just stands for Dark Age Rush if you guys are new and don't understand the term. So Dark Age Rush, which usually consists of 2 or 3 militia that you use to harass your opponent's villagers and maybe try to kill 1 or 2 of them. It's a really good way to get the first punch into a game, but there is a downside. The downside is that you stay in Dark Age a little bit longer. This means that if your opponent gets the feudal age and you don't do enough damage, sometimes they can retaliate.
Yeah, this is
hard. Make sure
yeah,
you
it
go
is
for the
like
drush
that.
that you wall up behind it at home and you stay safe from any incoming feudal pressure. And then once you get the feudal age, you can go for some archers or some scouts to follow it up, or even continue with a little bit of infantry followed up with some skirms. If you go for men-at-arms, that's also a really strong option. It just plays out a little bit differently. You make your militia on the way up to feudal age, and then once you get the feudal age with 3 or 4 militia, you get the men-at-arms technology, and then you look to put pressure with your initial scout and the 4 men-at-arms. This comes at a really good timing because you're going to hit your opponent when they just got their stable or their archery range up usually, and the infantry will be pretty much uncontested until they get out their own military units to deal with them. So you have a small window of 1 or 2 minutes where you have infantry on the field and your opponent doesn't really have anything if they're not also going for some infantry. That's why infantry rushes tend to be pretty strong. It gives you initiative and lets you put the pressure, and it kind of puts your opponent on the back foot from the start, which can be a really big advantage for you in certain cases. Alright, moving on to tip number 4 now. I'm going to
Delay
go
one. I
on
don't
a
want to go
very
with the
important
delay
topic
one.
to understand if you're an infantry player, and that is don't rush into full infantry composition. Infantry in general in Age of Empires is more or less a situational unit or a situational unit class. The reason for this is that it's actually very easy to field infantry counters, and if you just rush into infantry, you're not going to have a lot of economy to sustain that much production, and infantry is really good when massed and not very good when you have only a few of them. The reason for this is if you think about like a cavalry unit, if you have just 2 or 3 cav, you have a lot of mobility, you can run around the map, you can pick your battles.
That's
But
how
if you
I
just have
switch
like
to
a
do.
handful of infantry,
I only want
it's
them
easy
for
to
the
run
early
around the
rush
map,
for the
you get
men-at-arms
caught if you get
upgrade.
cleared up, and you can't really snipe villagers under town centers with a few infantry because they can easily run away from you. That's why it's much better to have infantry in big masses, because then you can walk into bases and take out buildings, you can take big fights, and it's a little bit harder to counter them once they start getting massed as the game goes on. So my biggest advice, no matter what civilization
What the
you're
fuck is
playing
that
as, even if you're
damage?
playing as the Goths or as
Oh, I think it's the Japan one, the katana
my
one.
best advice is to play the early game without full infantry, play with other units to start things off, like maybe go for some archers, maybe go for some scouts. Even if you open men-at-arms, follow it up with some archers and play crossbows in early castle, because you kind of lower your opponent's guard and you force them to react to what's on the field, which right now is either archers or cavalry. And then by the time they react to that, you develop your economy and then you make a switch into infantry in the middle-late game. This lets you get infantry when your opponent doesn't already have a counter to it, and you have some momentum backing your infantry switch. It also lets you have a pretty big economy when going for infantry, which lets you mass them up and go for those big armies rather than just a few infantry units that don't really accomplish a whole lot. So just in general, it's better to go for other options in the early game and then switch into infantry in the middle late game than to open infantry right
What about
away and then let your
motives?
opponent go on an infantry counter from the start of the game, and then you're just kind of stuck in the mud. Alright, moving on to number 3 now. We're going to be talking about supporting infantry armies with other kinds of infantry and with other units.
I don't think I will use that. I will go that late game. I will not use infantry in the fucking castle or some shit. I think I will go knights. with the
make it
Mongols.
harder for our opponent to counter us. If we just have one type of infantry, for example a pikeman, or for example just a longsword kind of push, it's very easy for our opponent to counter us with maybe crossbowmen to counter even both of those units. And if we're going for a husker or eagle warrior, our opponent can easily go for longswords or knights to counter those units as well. So it's much better to mix infantry types to make it harder for our opponent to counter us. Think of it this way: if we got a husker push going and our opponent is on knights, well, knights beat huskers, but if we mix in some pikemen as the Goths, all of a sudden pikemen and husker is a very hard composition for our opponent to deal with, and he's going to almost have to switch into longswords to be able to deal with that, which makes it very complicated for him. It's easier for us as the infantry player to mix in two types of infantry
What
because
is
we already
that?
have the blacksmith upgrades for the infantry line than it is for our opponent to get a brand new unit line going and get all the upgrades from them from scratch. So generally speaking, mixing two types of infantry is a really good way to make it harder for your opponent to deal with your push. I'm not saying you should always mix infantry with infantry
Okay, I'm
though.
getting
Sometimes it's
excited to
better to use
try
other
this out
supporting
strategy,
units. For
man. I'm going
example,
to
if you're
try
going
that
with a
out
pikeman
before I
push,
forget.
you want to support that
Yeah,
with siege
I want
and
to try
monks
them out.
usually. The siege will help you deal with archer units and also be able to break buildings. The pikeman deals with all cavalry, and the monk is a supporting unit that will heal and be able to convert some units as the fights go on. In general, with Age of Empires, it's a really good idea to mix different types of units and create a composition rather than just a one unit composition, because that makes it harder for your opponent to find the one counter units. And this is especially true for infantry, so keep that in mind whenever leaning towards infantry in the middle late game.
Someone said.
Alright. Moving on to number 2, I'm going to go through a bunch of different types of infantry pushes that you can go for, and these are very popular and also very powerful, and they're incredibly difficult to deal with. So the first one is going to be the pike, siege, and monk push. I've already touched about this a little bit, but the whole idea is that the pikemen, you can mass them in feudal age with spears, get pikemen right away in castle age, and then land a forward siege workshop outside your opponent's base, go for mangonels and scorpions, maybe even a ram sometimes to kill their buildings on the outside,
Fuck,
and
so
you can
loud.
map control with a pretty cheap push, and it's hard for your opponent to deal with because they
Fuck.
need to mix units to
I
deal with
hate
it
that.
or go for their own siege to defend. It's actually quite tricky to
Missed it,
on
man.
space. Go
I
for
hate that.
mangonels and scorpions, maybe even a ram sometimes to kill their buildings on the outside, and you get to claim map control with a pretty cheap push, and it's hard for your opponent
Build
to
a
deal
siege
with because
forward.
they need to
Okay.
mix units to deal with it or go for their own siege to defend. It's actually quite tricky to defend this. The next one is all in eagles with some monks and siege to support it. The same idea as the pike push, but this time with eagles you don't die to crossbows inherently, and your opponent is almost forced to go into something like knights or longswords, and this is where your monks and siege can support the eagles and take out the infantry or cavalry they go for. On gold, you can
I
easily
don't
mix
use
in monks,
eagles.
and that creates a very formidable
Yeah,
push.
I will try to use more monks, man. I will try some monks to heal and some monks to attack. I will build two fucking monasteries. First, I will get the relics. Yeah,
Next up, we're going
relics
to
too.
have the Husker Longsword Pike Goth Flood. This is pretty popular, so not something very new for you guys to think about, but the whole idea is just to play off that earlier tip, which is mix the units as Goths. Don't only go Husker, don't only go Longswords, mix all of the units, or at least two of them. If you're going Husker, your opponent goes Knights, you mix in Pikes. If you're going Husker, your opponent goes Longswords, you can then go Longswords.
I always think because the Phoenix are too random, man. An infantry unit also drops out of them. So I don't know, man. This just seems so good. The Phoenix. It just seems so good.
Yourself, and because you're
And
Goths, you can
I saw the damage of a normal pony. It's a 13. It was 13 damage of the dismounted one. The elite dismounted one. It's a lot of damage for infantry. I think that's the champion damage, right? Not the champion, the two-handed swordsman damage. Yeah. It's the champion damage, man. What the fuck? It's so insane. And they get +5 armor. Yeah, the ponics are just so good. I just have to mix them with the siege and I have to get some monks so I can heal them and not let them die. And I will use the rest of my resources on siege and shit.
them for cheaper, and you're going to be in a good position. Mix those units when playing as the Goths. And then finally, we've got the Malian Longsword Pike composition. Malians get extra pierce
Did I
armor
get a
on these
match?
units, so going for
No.
Longsword and Pike is a really good way to that
Yeah, I don't
an
want
honorable mention
composition.
real quick, and this is that infantry with arson do a ton of damage to buildings, and you can easily take out even town centers with a bunch of like longswordsmen in late castle age onwards. So you don't need to get rams out to deal with your opponent's buildings. The infantry itself is very good at doing that, and in my opinion that's one of the biggest advantages of playing with infantry rather than playing with cavalry. Cavalry can kill buildings, but infantry does it a lot quicker, and it's harder for your opponent to react to. Also, infantry is a lot cheaper, so even if you take out a building and lose 5 or 10 units doing so, it's generally speaking going to be a pretty good trade if this is an important building you're taking out.
Yeah,
Alright, moving
counter,
on to number
counters.
1, and this is to know how to deal with infantry counters. Obviously, there's a lot of units that counter different types of infantry, like there's pikemen that die to certain things, longswordsmen die to certain things, huskers and eagles die to certain things, but there are some units that counter all infantry across the board, and I'm going to be talking about those units and how to deal with them in this particular
Elite
tip. So the
skirmisher
first
and
thing that you're going to
pikemen.
run into as an infantry player is siege.
Oh,
Scorpions and
Mongols
Magnaros do
too.
really well
Yeah,
against
yeah,
massive
yeah.
infantry
How will
because
I
they
face
move
against
slowly
them?
and they can get some really nice shots off. The best thing to counter these is to go for redemption monks, and even if it's an Imperial Age, you can get block printing if your civilization has it, and it's going to be very easy to convert those siege weapons from a long range. That's the best way to deal with it if your civilization has access to this. Sometimes you don't have redemption and you don't have block printing, so it's not an option. In that case, I'd
Redemption and
recommend going
block
with your own
printing.
siege. Magnaros or Onagers will do the trick. Magnaros or Onagers will trade well against other
I don't
Magnaros
have
and
block
Onagers, and they
printing, man.
destroy heavy scorpions, so you can just go for those. And then you can also mix in some cabs or snipe them, so going for like light cab or hussar or even a few knights in Castle Age to snipe enemy siege can be a very good idea to then send in your infantry behind that. If you're up against mass monks, it's actually very easy to counter this. I would consider monks a soft counter to infantry because
Fuck, man,
monks
I
are
can't
good when
get
you
the
have only a
range.
few infantry, but as soon as you get to a big massive infantry, thinking like 30, 40, even if you run into like an army of 10, 15 monks, the opponent will get what, 10 conversions? You're going to be able to easily overrun those 10 conversions, kill them because you have like 30 or 40 units total, and then you can easily go ahead and clean up those monks. So against monks, you just want to wait till you
Oh,
have a
what
big
map
mass
did I
and then
get?
simply
Black
overrun them.
Forest,
It's very
okay.
easy to deal with that. And the next up, this is probably the hardest unit to counter, and this is basically any high damage range units, hand cannoneer, arbalest, and heavy cav archer, for example. And the best thing to do against this is simply skirmishers.
Yeah, elite skirmisher. I will also use, man. I have to build every type, man. Okay, okay, okay. I have to figure it out. Okay, I want some music. Okay, I'm ready. I will Dark Age Rush first. I will be slow in the feudal age, but I will, yeah, I will manage up. I will catch up. Start it, man. It's going to kick me out. It's going to kick me out. It's not. It will not start. No, it's starting. Okay, 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 okay. Portuguese. Portuguese are the organ gunmen. Yeah, I remember.
Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. Да, Травко. Собирател.
My hand, I don't feel that good on my hand, man. What the fuck? Yeah, I have to hit the black guy.
Да. Здрав будь. Собирател. Аз готов. Приказания. Охотник. Охотник.
Здравствуйте. Зиждительница.
That one died from the fucking villager.
Здрав будь. Охотник. Охотник. Аз готов. Собирател. Да.
Fuck, man. Why did I have to shift click?
Аз готов. Аз точно правилно. Аз да. Точно сделаю. Здрав будь. Приказания. Да, аз правилно. Аз точно. Аз да. Точно правилно. Аз точно правилно. Охотник. Да. Охотник. Аз готов. Приказания. Слесуръб.
No more sheeps.
Да.
готова.
Охотник.
Приказания. Лесоруб.
Аз готов.
Приказания. Лесоруб.
Да. Охотник.
House and a mill.
Приказания. Зиждител.
I can't rush in this one.
Да. Охотник. Приказания. Зиждител. Здраво. Зиждител. Аз готов. Охотник. Приказания. Да. Собирател.
Аз готова. Собирателница.
Аз готов. Охотник. Охотник. Да. Да.
Точно,
Аз
правило,
готов.
правило.
Здраво. Зиждител. Приказания. Охотник. Аз готов. Аз
Точно,
да.
правило.
Точно. Аз делаю.
Точно,
Собирател.
правилно.
Здраво. Охотник. Да. Охотник. Приказания. Охотник.
Здрав будь.
Аз готов. Здраво. Охотник. Приказания. Зиждител.
Аз готова. Приказания. Да. Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Да. Правилно. Собирател. Да. Приказания. Собирател.
Аз готова. Приказания.
Аз готов. Здраво.
Зиждителница.
Да. Лесоръб. Здраво.
Да. Лесоруб.
Да. Собирател. Аз собирател. Приказания. Собирател. Собирател. Да. Аз готов. Приказания.
Зиждителница.
Здраво.
Зиждителница.
Да. Аз готов. Лесоръб. Здраво. Лесоръб. Приказания. Зиждител. Здраво. Аз готов. Лесоръб. Да. Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител. Зиждител. Здраво. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. Да. Лесоръб. Приказания. Зиждител. Да. Аз готов. Зиждител. Приказания. Лесоръб.
Get the upgrades, get the upgrades, get the upgrades. Double bit axe.
Здравко. Зиждител. Да, Заня. Зиждител. Здраво. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител.
Да. Зиждителница.
You rush with the what do I fucking do? I can't rush, man. I don't want to break the walls. Nobody.
Да. Зиждител. Приказание.
Аз готова.
Зиждител. Аз готов. Точа с Далай.
Приказания. Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Здраво. Зиждител. 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 Да. Зиждител. 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 Аз готов. Зиждител.
Приказания. Лесоруб.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Да. Приказания.
Зиждител. Зиждител.
Like this platform not working.
Приказания? Да, аз делаю. Аз делаю. Да, господин. Да. Аз делаю. Да, господин. Аз делаю.
Приказания. Лесоръб. Аз готов. Лесоръб. Приказания. Лесоръб.
К вашим услугам. Да, приказания и атака.
Да. Приказания. Зиждител.
Да. Зиждителница.
К вашим услугам. Да, господин. Да. Аз делаю.
Аз готов. Здраво. Зиждител. 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 Зиждител.
К вашим услугам. Приказания? Аз делаю. Аз делаю. К оръжию. Бой. Да, по оръжию. И атака.
Да, Заня. Здраво. Аз готов. Лесоръб. Аз готов. Да. Зиждител. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Приказание. Да, господин. По оръжие. Да. По оръжие. По оръжие. По оръжие. И атака. В бой.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Аз готова. Лесоруб. Да.
Приказания. Аз готов. Ръдрокол. Приказания.
Ваше знание. Да. И атака. По оръжие.
Приказания. Зиждител.
Ваше знание. Ваше наслоги. Да. В бой. Приказание. Атака.
Да. Зиждител.
Да. Ваше наслоги. Приказание наслоги. Да. Приказание. Да. По оръжие. По оръжие.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждителница. Зиждителница.
Да. Зиждител.
Ваше приказание.
Аз готов. Приказания.
Аз готова. Да.
Зиждител. Аз готов. Приказания. Да. Приказания. Да. Лесоръб.
Приказания. Зиждителница. Здрав будь.
Зиждител. Аз готов. Здраво. Да. Зиждител.
Аз готова. Зиждителница. Приказания? Да.
Зиждител. Аз готов.
Рудокоп, рудокоп. Приказания? Зиждителница. Зиждителница. Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител.
Приказания? Зиждителница. Здрав.
Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Приказания. Зиждител. 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 Здраво. Приказания.
Рудокоп. Здрав будь. Зиждителница. Приказания?
Зиждител. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Аз готова.
Здрав. Зиждител.
Здрав будь.
Да. Зиждител.
Приказания? Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Зиждител. готов.
Аз готова.
Зиждите. Здрав будь. Зиждите. А, готов. Зиждите. Приказания.
Приказания.
Присурък.
Здрав будь.
Да.
Зиждителница.
Приказания. Редуков.
Red guy quit, man. We have to go forward. Purple or orange.
Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Purple should be right here now. Okay, I'm making do with the two town centers only, man.
Приказания. К вашему снятну. Снятну.
Аз готова. Здрав будь.
Зиждите.
Приказания.
Аз готов. Аз готов. Редуков.
Аз готова.
Здрав будь.
Рудокоп. Приказания. Да. Рудокоп.
А, готов. Приказания.
Get this upgrade. Move faster. Get all of them. Get the Imperial Age right now. Get this.
Да.
Зиждителница.
Во имя Господне. Да, к вашему снятну. Приказания во имя Господне. Господня, да, вашему слову. Во имя Господне.
You have to attack from his side because both of them are on that side. Get this first.
Учительница.
Приказания тотчас долаю. Да, во имя Господне, слова собираюсь. Приказания тотчас долаю.
Право. Зиждител.
Да, Господне. Приказания да собираюсь. Ваше
Аз готов. Право. Зиждител.
I don't know, man. Just too easy.
Приказания да, твой тотчас да собираюсь. Да, собираюсь.
I want to use the fucking monks, man.
Приказания. Да. Аз готов. Приказания.
Приказания. Аз готова.
Зиждител.
Приказания.
Да. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Приказания
Право. Да, аз долаю. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Just try to use the fucking monks, man.
Приказания. Да.
Зиждител.
I want to see how long does it take to convert a building. Can they convert this? Oh yeah, they have to get close to it, close to a building if they want to convert that. I did not even move them, man.
Вашим услугам.
Аз готова.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Let me pass through, man. They're not letting me pass through. Let me go here. Finally, he left, man. The team map is too easy for me, I think. Yeah, team match is just too easy for me now. I usually don't lose, I'm always the top score. I think after my rating increase, yeah, I will start getting difficult matches. But for now, I think I'm doing good. I helped the guy with the scout rush. Did somebody say something? I heard a message, man. Yeah, let's go 1v1 now. I did everything, man. I did everything. I wanted to use the monks, but I just didn't get the chance. Maybe in 1v1 I will get to use it. In 1v1 I have to go for the infantry. Wait a minute, what's my 1v1 preferred map? No, I will choose this one, preferred Arabia. Because in hideout there are already walls, man. And in Arabia there are no walls. It will be difficult to scout him, but I know I now can I click on the map so I can just scout him and tell him where to go in the map. Yeah, I can do that. Our laptop is heating up because I didn't start up my air conditioning and my cooling pad too. The cooling pad makes my room more hot, man. Mm. If I was playing any other game, I won't be able to play it. But after pressing the idle key, can I scroll through them? Scroll through the idle villager if I have multiple of them. I want to do that because sometimes I want to keep a guy idle so I can build more stuff later. But whenever I click the idle villager, it just takes me to them. I want the second idle one. Can you do that if I scroll wheel use it? Or do I have to do it some mod or some shit? Let me see, man. I want to. No. If I leave the queue, no. And while I go for the dark rush, I have to build the walls so I don't get counter attack. Hmm. Yeah, Arabia. And I have to know which civilization he is using. Okay, this one.
Здрав будь. Зиждительница. Приказание. Зиждительница. Аз готова. Собирателница. Да. Здрав будь. Аз готова. Собирателница.
I need the trees. Where are my trees? Where are my animals too? Okay, put it on auto scout. Then they kill both of them.
Охотница. Приказания. Здрав будь. Зиждителница. Да. Аз готова. Охотница. Приказания. Здрав будь. Аз делаю. Аз готова. Аз делаю. Да. Приказания. Охотница. Здрав. Да. Правда. Аз готова. Охотница. Да. Охотница. Приказания.
Can be on the side too.
Да.
Аз готова. Лесоруб.
A house and a mill.
Приказания. Собирателница. Охотница.
Приказания. Зиждител.
Здрав будь. Зиждителница. Да. Зиждителница. Приказания. Аз готова.
Wait, I didn't find my other rhino, man. I didn't find my other rhino. I didn't find my other rhino. I didn't find my other rhino. Fuck.
Аз готова. Приказания. Собирателница. Здрав будь.
Where's my other rhino?
Приказания.
Здрав будь.
Аз готова. Собирателница. Здрав будь. Аз готова. Собирателница. Приказания. Зиждителница. Здрав будь. Охотница.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Да. Лесоруб.
Приказания. Аз делаю.
Приказания. Здрав будь. Охотница. Аз готова. Да. Аз готова. Собирателница.
Здрав будь. Собирател. Аз готов.
Приказания. Част. Да.
Аз
Аз
готов.
делаю.
Здрав будь. Зиждител. Приказания. Охотник.
Да. Правильно.
Да.
I lost too many of them, man.
Здрав будь. Приказания. Да. Лесоруб. Здрав будь. Аз готова. Аз делаю. Да. Лесоруб. Правильно. Аз готова. Да. Аз да. Правильно. Да. Аз правилно. Приказания. Лесоруб. Приказания. Аз готова. Зиждителница. Здравствуй. Зиждителница. 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 Здравствуй. Охотница. Приказания. Аз готова.
Аз готов. Да. Здрав будь. Зиждител. Аз готов. Точно, да. Точно, да. Правилно, да.
Yeah, now start mining the gold.
Приказания. Да. Зиждител.
Приказания. Да, господин. Аз делаю, господин. Аз делаю. Понятно, аз делаю. Аз делаю.
Да.
Да. К вашим услугам. Приказания. Аз делаю, господин.
Приказания. Аз готова.
Да, к вашим
Зиждителница.
услугам. Приказания. Понятно, аз делаю.
Здраво.
Лесоруб.
Да, приказания. К вашим услугам. Аз делаю. Понятно, аз делаю. Да, господин. Понятно, аз делаю. Понятно, аз делаю.
What is it doing?
Да, господин.
I don't see anything, man.
Понятно, аз делаю. Аз делаю. Приказания. Аз делаю, господин. Понятно, господин. Аз делаю. Аз делаю. К оръжию. В бой. К оръжию.
Да. Зиждителница. Да. Зиждителница.
Да.
Зиждителница.
Здраво.
Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител. Да. Аз готов. Зиждител.
Приказания. Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Never getting enough food, man.
Да.
Need more food, man.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
К вашим услугам. Приказания. И атака. К оръжию. К вашим услугам.
Приказания. Аз приказания. Здравствуй. Зиждителница.
Приказания. Да. Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждителница. Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Да. Да, господин.
Приказания. Зиждителница.
Get a double bit axe too. It's getting dark, man. No, I'm not running low on wood. I don't need the double bit
Приказания.
axe.
Да, господин. Да. Аз делаю.
What the fuck is he doing? Why is he not listening to me?
Да. Зиждительница. Зиждительница.
К вашим услугам.
Okay, why is he not listening to me, man?
Аз готова. Зиждительница.
Приказание так сделай.
What the fuck?
Так,
What is happening to that guy? Why is he not listening to me? What the fuck?
Так, господин.
He can die then.
Зиждител.
Да. Аз сделаю.
No, because I don't have a gate here.
Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител.
К вашим услугам. Да. Аз сделаю, господин.
Аз готов. Аз готов. Зиждител.
Да. Приказания к вашим услугам. Приказания господин. Да. Аз сделаю.
Приказания. Здрав будь. Аз готов.
К вашим
Зиждительница.
услугам. Приказания атака. К вашим услугам. К оръжию. Да. К вашим услугам. Атака. Понятно. Аз сделаю. Атака.
Only one guy making it.
Зиждител. Да. Зиждител.
Приказания.
Да. К
Зиждительница.
вашим услугам. Приказание понятно. Атака. Атака.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Здрав будь. Зиждительница.
Здрав будь.
Зиждительница.
К вашим занием. Да. К вашим услугам. Атака. Да. Атака. Аз сделаю.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Yeah, I did not get the double weight axe yet. Fuck, he's rushing in. I didn't even see it, man.
Приказания. Здрав будь. Лесу правильно. Приказания.
Приказания. Да.
Приказание. Да, господин. К оръжию. Да, понятно. Аз сделаю. Приказание. Аз сделаю. Атака. К атака. Бой. К оръжию.
Аз готова. Здрав будь.
Аз делаю.
К вашим услугам. К оръжию. Аз сделаю. Да, господин. Атака. Бой.
Аз готова. Приказания.
Да.
Да. Бой.
Приказания.
Здрав.
What the fuck? God, go back to work!
Приказания. Аз готов. Здрав.
Здрав будь.
Приказания.
Лесоруб. Лесоруб делай.
Здрав.
Okay, I did not even see the scout rush, man. I did not even
Аз
see the
готова.
fucking scout rush.
К вашим услугам. Аз сделаю. Приказание. Бой.
Приказания. Здрав будь.
Get more wood, please.
Да.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждительница. Избирателница.
Да.
Зиждительница.
Зиждител. Приказания. Да. Зания. Аз готов. Лесоръб. Аз готов. Да. Приказания. Зиждител. Да. Приказания. Зиждител.
Приказания.
Редокоп.
Здрав будь. Рудокоп.
К вашим услугам.
Аз готов. Приказания. Зиждител. Да. Зиждител.
Аз готова.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Приказания. Аз готова. Лесоруб. Приказания. Рудокоп. Здравствуй.
Зиждител.
Да.
Да. Аз да, господин. Аз да, господин.
Приказание. Да. Зиждител. 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 Зиждител.
Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Let's see what he will do when I have the night rush.
Аз готова. Рудокоп. Приказания.
Радокоп.
Да. Аз готова.
Здрав. Аз готов. Зиждител. Здрав. Зиждител. Аз готов. Приказание. Радокоп.
I think he wants to go outside.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждителница.
Да. Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. Да. Зиждител.
Приказания. Аз да.
Аз готов.
Да, понякога, господин.
Приказания. Да.
Аз готова. Аз делаю. Зиждителница.
Зиждител.
Приказания. Ремонтница. Да. Зиждительница. Здравствуй. Зиждительница. 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 Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Приказания. Зиждител.
Приказание. Зиждительница. Да. Зиждительница. Приказание. Зиждительница.
Зиждител.
К вашим услугам. Князь Господа.
Да. Зиждительница.
Приказания. Готов оружию. В бой. Князь Остывай. Остывай.
Готово. Приказание. Зиждительница. 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 Зиждительница.
Приказание. Зиждител. Приказание. Зиждител.
Да.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Приказание. Зиждительница. Да. Аз готова.
Аз готов. Точно стела. Зиждител. Приказание. Зиждител.
К вашим услугам.
Приказание. Зиждительница.
Приказание. Точно. Здравия. Здравия. Аз готов. Да. Тесуръп.
Аз готова.
Зиждител.
Здрав будь. Приказания. Зиждительница. Да, готова.
Аз готов. Аз делай. Суръп.
Приказа, аз готова. Приказание, аз готова. Да, путь. Приказания, лесоруб,
Приказания. Да, аз да. Зиждител. Здрав. Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Приказания. Аз готов. Зиждител.
аз готова. Приказания. Зиждителница.
Здрав. Да.
Зиждителница. Аз готова. Да. Здраво.
Аз готов.
Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Да, Заня. Здрав. Приказания. Зиждител.
Аз готова.
Зиждител.
Приказания. Здраво. Аз готова. Рудокоп. Приказания. Рудокоп. Аз приказания. Да. Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Да. Приказания. Аз готов. Да. Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Приказания.
Зиждителница. 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 Аз готова.
Аз готов.
Зиждителница. Да.
Радокоп. Здраво.
Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Да. Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждителница.
Приказания. Зиждител.
Да. Да. Приказания. Аз собираюсь за вашим услугам. Да.
Здрав будь. Аз готова. Приказания. Здрав будь. Зиждителница. Да. Зиждителница.
Приказания. Понятно. Во имя Господне. Тотчас давай. Приказания. Аз собираюсь.
Аз приказания.
Здрав.
Зиждителница. Здрав будь. Рудокоп.
Да. Радокоп.
Приказания. Да. Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Зиждител.
Да. Во имя Господне. Точно понятно.
Приказания.
Приказания. Зиждител.
Аз готова. Здрав Рудокоп. Аз готова. Здрав будь. Рудокоп.
Здрав. Приказания.
Зиждителница.
Да. Зиждител. Аз готов.
Да, правильно. Зиждителница.
Здрав. Аз готов.
Приказания. Зиждителница.
Приказания. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Здрав будь.
Да.
Зиждительница.
Да, занят. Аз готов.
Приказания. Зиждительница.
Да. Приказания. Здраво.
Приказания. Да.
Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждительница.
Готов. Да. Приказания. Зиждител.
К вашим услугам. Аз собираюсь. Приказания. Да.
Аз готов. Да. Зиждител.
Аз готова. Рудокоп.
Да. Приказания вашим услугам. Во имя Господне, тотчас давай. Да. Приказания. Ваши огняты. Приказания. К вашим услугам. Атака. Да. Бой. Приказания. Да. Бой. К вашим услугам. Да. Приказания. И атака. Да. И атака. Ваши услуги. И атака. И атака. Да. Бой. Приказание. Атака.
Аз готов.
Здравствуй. Зиждительница.
Fuck, man, my mic was muted the whole time, man. I just realized that. Okay. I don't know, man. But I won. I won. I don't know why he was not just quitting, man. I had a good lead. He just couldn't do anything against the Knights. I was having the problem of gold, but yeah, I think I could have sold a lot of stuff. Yeah, I have to get that technology. I have to build two market or some shit like that, so I can get this. Where is it? I can't get this one, man. I can't get the guilds in Bulgarian. Community trading fees. Hmm. I think this is the community one. Yeah, the trading fees is the normal trading fees between players. I can't get this one, man. I have to sell at the same price. Yeah, so there's no point in getting this too. Fee for tributes. Tributes are free. Tributes are the when you go against a real player, right? When you won, man. It let's try a team match again, man. I don't know. No, what am I afraid of, man? What the fuck am I afraid of? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I need to go to the washroom, man. Okay, I will do a team play, man. I will do a team match. Let's do a 2v2. Yeah, I like 2v2 more. And I'll be back. This time I will not forget to unmute it back. What was he asking? Is he asking I'm gay or something? What? At least it's blurred out. No. Better not throw the game because of this, man.
Здрав будь.
Зиждителница. Зиждительница. Да.
Приказания.
Собирателница. Здрав будь. Аз готова. Здрав
Which
будь.
sheep is it, man? I completely forgot which one I
Приказания.
clicked.
Собирателница.
What's the 4 island one? Okay. I have to build a dock for food.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Да. Тотчас да
Why was I not
собиратель.
hunting, man?
Да. Тотчас сделаю.
Приказания. Здрав будь. Да, тотчас правилно. Да, правилно. Да, тотчас правилно.
Аз готова. Охотница.
Аз готов. Да, тотчас да лай. Да, правилно. Тотчас да лай. Да, тотчас да лай. Тотчас да лай. Тотчас да правилно. Охотник. Охотник. Охотник.
Приказания.
Да.
Да. Аз готова. Лесоруб. Здрав. Лесоруб.
Аз готов. Суръп.
What are they doing, man? Why are they not
Готова. Здрав будь. Лесоруб.
cutting the tree, man? I can send them to the lumber camp, then just cut the fucking tree.
Приказания.
Собирател.
Аз готова. Приказания. Здраво, да, правильно. Зиждителница. Да. Охотница. Здрав будь. Зиждителница. Да, аз тот правилно. Аз готова. Зиждителница. Приказания.
Охотник.
Да, аз тот, да, аз тот, да, аз правилно. Охотница.
Completely forgot about the scout.
Здрав будь.
Приказания. Зиждителница. Охотница. Аз готова. Собирателница.
Да.
Собирателница.
We just got back, man. It didn't even scout properly. What the fuck, man? That's why you don't use auto scout.
Приказания.
Зиждителница. Да. Зиждителница.
Да.
Собирателница. Здрав будь. Лесоруб.
Здрав будь. Аз да лаю. Зиждител. Приказания.
Приказания.
They did not even finish this, man.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Приказания.
Аз готова.
Охотник.
Здравствуй.
Охотник. Аз готов.
Зиждительница. 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 Приказания.
Да. Приказания. Да. Лесоръбник.
I really messed up, man. I really fucking messed up.
Здрав. Зиждител. Аз готов. Здрав. Зиждител.
Аз готова. Аз приказания. Зиждителница.
Да. Приказания. Аз делаю. Аз готов. Зиждител. Да. Здрав. Аз го правилно.
Ваши условия. Да. Приказания. Да. Аз да, господин.
Приказания. Да.
Cut the fucking trees, man. They don't understand it. Are they dumb?
Ваши условия. Аз делаю. Атака. Приказания. Бой. Атака. Бой. По оръжию. Атака. По оръжию. Бой. По оръжию. Атака. Бой.
Аз приказания. Здрав. Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. 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 Зиждител.
Да. Понятно. Атака. Ваши условия, господин.
Здравко. Да, аз делаю. Да. Приказания. Зиждителница. Да. Правильно. Аз готова. Здрав будь. Да, аз делаю.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. Да. Здрав. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждителница.
Where is he scouting, man?
Аз готов. Да. Зиждител. Здрав. Точа с дела. Приказания с лесоръб.
Аз готова.
You can try it, man, but I kill more villagers than him.
Приказания.
What will happen when I scout rush him, man?
Аз готова. Зиждителница. Зиждителница.
Здрав. Аз делаю.
Did not get the double bit axe, yeah.
Аз готов. Приказания. Зиждите приказания. Лесоръб. Да.
Рудокоп.
I have a lot of food. You can remove it from the food now.
Здравствуй.
Зиждител.
Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Fuck. Man, go inside first, then he will be trapped in. Oh, he
Зиждител.
already can go.
Да. Приказания. Точно. Да.
Приказания. Зиждителница.
How is he booming so much, man? Because of the dogs, I think, yeah. That I don't have that much wood.
Аз готов. Аз делаю.
Здравствуй.
Зиждител. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. Приказания.
Now is the time to increase my food.
Браво. Аз готов.
Рудокоп.
Приказания. Лесоръб.
Да.
Да. Зиждител. Здрав будь. Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител.
Приказания.
Зиждител. Ръдокоп. Аз готов. Зиждител.
Аз готова. Що правим? Тотчас аз делаю. Зиждителница. 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 Приказания. Зиждителница. Да. Зиждителница.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Да, Заня. Зиждител.
Зиждителница. 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 Да.
Зиждител. 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 Здравствуй.
Зиждителница. Готово. Здрав будь. Зиждителница.
Да? Аз готов. Да?
Зиждителница. Приказания.
Приказания.
Зиждителница. Здрав будь. Приказания. Лесоруб.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Здраво. Да?
Да, тотчас сделаю.
Здраво.
Зиждителница. Аз готова.
Зиждител. 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 Приказания. Зиждител.
Приказания. Зиждительница. Здравствуй.
Create my stone.
Рудокоп.
Аз готов.
Рудокоп.
Приказания. Зиждител.
Why can't he get in? What the fuck?
Да. Аз готов.
Приказания.
Зиждител.
Аз готова. Зиждительница.
Да.
Здрав будь.
Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. Аз готов.
Да.
Редокоп. Приказания. Аз готов. Зиждител.
Аз готова.
Зиждител.
Приказания.
Редокоп.
Да. Рудокоп. Аз готова. Рудокоп.
Здрав.
Зиждительница. Приказания. Рудокоп.
Приказания.
Да.
Да. Приказания. Аз готов. Да.
Аз готова. Аз да. Правилно. Зиждительница.
Аз готов. Зиждител. Зиждител. Аз готов. Зиждител. Приказания. Здрав будь. Зиждител.
Приказание. Аз готова. Зиждителница.
Да, зиждител.
Здрав будь.
Get the ballistic. Yeah, they tried it, but they couldn't do anything. What time is it? Yeah, I have to go somewhere. I think this will be my last match. Yeah, did I? No, I thought I forgot to unmute or some shit. Yeah, I will do a 1v1 now. My teammate was good in that 2v2. I should have seen his, yeah, seen his, what do you call it, his stats. Early aggression will be crucial. Hmm.
Здрав будь.
Зиждительница. Да. Зиждительница.
What? Okay, I'll take a free match, man. Free win. Yeah, Konix were doing good though. They hide out. Okay, I will lie down.
Аз готова.
Зиждител.
Здрав будь. Зиждителница.
Man, what? Why is everybody leaving, man? Oh, it's the same guy. Same guy, man. What? I'm only getting matched with him. I want to play one proper 1v1 match, man. Not with the same guy again, though. Yeah, I'll go to the washroom while this is happening. Okay, I'm back, I'm back. I want to do this. Please don't be the same Whisper guy. It is.
Приказания.
Зиждител. Приказания. Зиждител.
Да.
Собирател. Аз готов. Собирател. Здрав. Собирател.
He will not even reply. Okay, man. Oh, I thought he would also bring the Bulgarians, but he's not.
Да. Собирател. Приказания. Зиждител.
Аз готова.
Man, she killed that fucking thing,
Собирател.
man.
Приказания. Охотник. Да, точно да. Здраво. Охотник. Аз готов. Да, аз правя. Точно сдалай. Охотник. Аз готов. Охотник. Приказания. Здраво. Приказания. Зиждител. Аз готов. Собирател. Да. Зиждител. Здраво. Да. Зиждител. Приказания. Аз готов. Охотник. Приказания. Да, правилно. Охотник.
Why did he not come?
Да. Точно сдалай. Аз готов. Охотник. Да, аз да правилно. Да, аз да. Точно правилно. Аз точно правилно. Да, аз да. Точно правилно. Аз да. Охотник. Здрав будь.
Приказания. Зиждительница.
Да. Охотник. Здрав будь. Зиждител. Аз готов. Собирател.
Здравствуй. Рудокоп. Да. Зиждительница. Приказания. Зиждительница. Здравствуй. Аз готова. Зиждительница. Зиждительница.
Приказания. Собирател.
Приказания.
Собирател.
Приказания.
Fuck, there are trees right here.
Аз собирател.
Здрав будь. Рудокоп.
Да, аз делаю. Аз да, господин. К вашим услугам.
What the fuck opened?
Аз приказания. Да.
Лесоръб. Здрав будь. Зиждител.
Здрав будь.
Зиждител. Зиждител. Зиждител.
Да. К вашим услугам. По атака.
Аз готова. Зиждителни казания. Зиждителница.
Приказания. Лесоръб.
Man, what's the point of playing with this guy, man? He will just quit. I just wasted my time, man. I just wasted my time. I only had time for one match. Fuck, man. Okay, I will just do a quick play so I can quit. Yeah. I want to play a team match. How do I ungarrison out, man? And Garrison is G. Is there even a point to free quick play, man? It just takes so much longer than the ranked one. What time is it, man? Yeah, I have to go in 10-20 minutes and I won't be able to play a full match. Yeah, fuck it, man. I'll just end it, man. Yeah. No point in leaving a match in the middle. Yeah. I'll play it at night. I'll play 1v1 at night, man. I think I'm getting, yeah, I think I'm way better than my current rank is. I just got 3-4 free wins from that guy. Yeah, I'm just ending it. I'll play it at night.